Hello, it has been a while. And today, I just wanted to talk about the worst part of schizophrenia. Um, Now, as you all know, I am schizophrenic. I have been diagnosed. I was diagnosed when I was 18. Um, and since then, it's been a learning experience. I've learned a lot more about myself, especially since going to therapy. In I started in 2020, and about a month ago, I was actually discharged. Um, I was discharged from the service. My therapist said I was finally well enough, and he didn't think I needed the help anymore, and I agreed. Because I was saying to him that the past few months, anytime I went there, because we started paring it down from one session a week to one session every 2 weeks, and did that. And then we got to about one session every month, every 6 weeks, kind of, depending. And anytime I went there, I was on the bus and I was going there, and I was just like, I have nothing to say. Like, obviously, things came up. Obviously, that's just the nature of life. Is that things are always going to come up. Shit's always going to happen. But for me, it was just kind of like stuff that would have been life ruining. I have the tools to deal with it now. And so, anyway, I was just like, I've got nothing to say. There's no point in me being here. I'm just anxious about being left alone, which I wasn't, but that's what it felt like. Anyway, off topic. What I wanted to talk about was the worst part of schizophrenia. And it's not what you'd think, the scary hallucinations or the delusions that the government's after you or anything like that. For me, the scariest part is the mania. And now, not every schizophrenic gets mania. That is generally actually a symptom of bipolar. But I seem to get manic, especially when I get manic while psychotic. I'm not bipolar. I was tested for it. I'm not bipolar. I don't have the same mood, because obviously it's a mood disorder, not a psychotic disorder. It's characterized by mood issues, whereas schizophrenia is characterized by psychotic issues. Now, I have schizophrenia. I've been tested, but I get manic, and we don't know why. I'm pretty sure I have ADHD. Maybe that's part of it, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I get manic, and that's all that really matters with this. Is that the scariest part of it is the delusions of grandeur. Um, where you think you are a god or some kind of magical being. You can't kill a god. And so it gets scary when you think that there are no consequences for what you do. You become devoid of any empathy or compassion, and you think that you are the only person in the world who can do XYZ thing. Now, for example, when my mother died, I heard her and I saw her. I was at the funeral and she was talking to me. How are you supposed to mourn somebody when they're still there? By the time I came out of it, it was like everyone had moved on and I was about a year behind them. And so I started getting it in my head that I could bring her back because I could hear her. I thought I could exchange my life force for her own. I'm not going to go into it because it's very upsetting and triggering, but I have scars that I didn't have before. because I thought that I could bring my mother back. And it happened again. I want to say about 9 months later, one of my pet rats, he got very sick, and I was really worried about him, and that came back. And I put a bottle of my blood underneath the cage. I could have done anything in that moment, and consequences wouldn't have touched me. Or so I thought. And that is the scariest part of schizophrenia. You will destroy your friendships, you will destroy your relationships, you will destroy your life, your work, you will destroy your body, because you don't think shit is going to touch you. You don't think consequences are real for you. And I get a recurring delusion where I think I'm immortal, or this magical being, or the Messiah, or whatever. And thankfully I've managed to keep it under check, but I don't know if one day I'm going to get it into my head that I'm the saviour of the world and therefore I need to blow up a government building in order to do it. That's the scariest part, is that when you think that nothing but you matters, just your thoughts are real, no one else's is, you know what's right, because then you're at your most dangerous. When I'm paranoid, now I have classic schizophrenia, I don't have paranoid schizophrenia. I don't really get paranoid, but when I do, I don't do anything. I literally don't do anything. I hide in my house and I don't do anything. I'm not a danger to myself when I'm paranoid. I am when I'm grandiose, because I'll slice myself up, I will jump off buildings, I will climb buildings, I will do anything, I will take all these risky behaviours, because I don't think this shit's gonna hurt me. I don't think I can die, I don't think I can get injured, because why? You can't injure the Messiah, you can't injure a god, you can't injure a magical being. You see why that's scary? When you come out of this, you don't know how many friends you would have lost. You will dance all over the graves of your friendships and your loved ones. Not literally, but you will dance all over that. You'll burn it all down, and you'll be fucking happy about it because you're right. That is the scariest part of schizophrenia. I'd rather be paranoid and think the government's stalking me, or there's bugs in the walls, or there's people in the walls, or there's someone living in the attic any day, than think that I am a god that no one can touch. You stop taking care of yourself, you stop nurturing your relationships, you stop understanding that there are risks to your behaviours. There are times where I could have easily died because of my risky behaviours, because I didn't think that anything would have touched me. Or worse than died. It's scary being out of control like that. And it's scary. When I'm paranoid, I'll overthink. I'll think way too much into things. When I'm grandiose, which is more often than not, yeah, I will not think at all. It's just, I want to do that thing. I'm going to do it. Fuck you if you think I shouldn't, because I'm right, you're wrong. I'm the king of everything. I've got it all figured out. It's scary. For YouTube, this is essential oil inhaler. So I wanted to talk about that because there's so many, and don't get me wrong, they should be, but there's so many people talking about the paranoid side of things and all this kind of stuff. Nobody really talks about the grandiose side of things. I feel like that's a little more of an unpalatable symptom. you know, when you're paranoid and you think that the government's stalking you or whatever, people can be like, oh, you poor little baby, oh, but when you're grandiose, you're an arrogant fuck who thinks that you're right and damn the world. That's not something you can empathize with generally, or sympathize with, or have compassion for. That's not something that you can, a lot of people can accept. That it's quite a nasty symptom, because I can't speak for obviously all schizophrenics or all people who get manic, but I turn into a nasty little prick when I'm like this. I have actively ruined friendships. I have lost people because of what I've said and how I've behaved. And that hurts every day. Knowing that, and I'll always say that it's not my fault. I didn't ask for this, but it is my responsibility. I have to take accountability for what I did, just even if I didn't mean to or know I was even doing it or in the right space to understand what I was doing. But at the end of the day, it was still me that hurt people, and it sucks having to go back afterwards and apologize to people. And I'm very grateful for the people that have stuck around, but there's some people that haven't, and I accept that. I really do, because it's nobody else's problem to deal with but mine. And I'm grateful for the people that have decided to stick around and help me deal with it, but you don't have to. If they wanted to walk away tomorrow, if they decided, actually, I've had enough of this, that's just the reality, isn't it? And yeah, that's the scary part, is being grandiose and thinking the law and morality and just anything, nothing can touch you. Your own mortality can't touch you. It's scary. So yeah, I can't speak for all schizophrenics or all people who get manic or grandiose, but for me this is scary. It's terrifying knowing that I'll dance in the flames of my life and I won't even be sad about it. I won't even give a shit until days, weeks, months, even sometimes years down the line. Sometimes I won't even remember it. That's always fun. But anyway, I have to get ready for work now. I'm in my work uniform, as you see. So, sorry it's been a while. Sorry this is such a short video. I'm working on some stuff in the background, but things have been really busy. Work and stuff. I've been working on a video for a few months now, which has kind of gone on the back burner for a bit. So honestly, I might have to scrap it, I don't know. But anyway, I hope you're all doing all right. And yeah, thank you for listening to this short ramble. I just think it's important for me to talk about this. Like I said, it doesn't really get much attention, this side of things. It's a nasty part of it that people don't like to talk about. And yeah, it's one of those unpalatable parts of it that doesn't really get much awareness or acceptance. So anyway, I'm going to stop rambling now. I have to go to work. And hopefully I'll see you soon, but I can't promise anything because I am completely off my rocker right now. See you guys later.